Okay, this is a reminder of the case we are discussing. And basically, you should not be interested in the point of view of the oncologist or the surgeon or the radiation therapist. You should be interested about what is the decision of the multidisciplinary meeting altogether. So what are the treatment options for this patient with, I remind you, mid or upper rectum, T3 EMBI plus, CRM, circumferential margin negative, and plus. Options are surgery, chemoradiation, and chemotherapy. Just to remind you, basic treatment for surgery for the rectum is total mesorectal excision, removing all the fat and the perirectal fat and the nodes. Traditionally, this was done by laparotomy, and after most have moved to laparoscopy. Laparoscopy now is associated with a shorter incision. It's becoming the reference treatment but need for specific surgical expertise. Hospital stay is a little bit shorter than with laparotomy. Restoration of bowel movement a little bit faster. Surgical mobility is similar. And now we know, and the last presentation was made at ASCO recently, that long-term oncologic results are similar. So laparoscopy can be done as well as laparotomy. Now there are future attempts, and Redor spoke about all this. Maybe this will be validated in the near future years, TME done through the transanal approach. Now, this was for the rectum. Now for the liver. Surgery for resectable liver metastasis. What we know, surgery alone, 5-year overall survival is between 30 and 50% of patients according to risk factors. In ERTC study, which was a prospective study, it was 50%, but the cancer relapsed in 2/3 of the patients, and this is in all the studies. In this case, why did we say this is resectable metastasis? Because you see there are 4 on the left lobe, which can be taken out by a left lobectomy, and 1 small on the right lobe, which can be taken out by right wedge resection. So this is feasible. Left lobectomy, wedge resection. Now, what about the interest of perioperative chemotherapy for these resectable liver metastases? Just to remind you about the ERTC trial, you've already seen this trial, compared surgery only to surgery with perioperative FOLFOX4. But just to remind you that this study was done in patients with low-risk metastasis, 1 to 4, and 80% of the patients had 1 or 2, not in high-risk patients. The results were that there was a reduction in the risk of relapse. PFS was improved by 8% absolute rate and 25% relative rate. New Epoch was a study run in the UK where the investigators compared FOLFOX or Celox with or minus cetuximab. This curve showed that the arm B, blue curve, with cetuximab seemed to do worse than FOLFOX only. I don't know if we can agree with these conclusions to some imbalance between the treatment arms, but at least the conclusion is we have no way to know that adding cetuximab is better to FOLFOX only. So to summarize perioperative chemotherapy, ERTC 40983 is at the present time the only positive trial which demonstrates the superiority of combined treatment over surgery alone in resectable metastasis and is considered in many places the reference treatment. The benefit of combining biologic is not demonstrated in this indication. We need new trials, but these trials are very difficult to organize, and particularly in high-risk metastasis. Here are some trials, new trials for high-risk resectable. Again, I'm speaking only of resectable metastasis. There's one in France, adjuvant IV versus intraarterial, high-risk resectable metastasis, IV FOLFOX versus 5-FU IV plus intraarterial FOLFOX. There's the study in China looking for the number of cycles, resectable mets again, Celox, 2 cycles before and 4 after surgery versus 6 after. And in the Netherlands, pre-op chemo plus surgery versus surgery alone, again in high-risk resectable metastasis. So hopefully, in a few years, we will know what to do with high-risk resectable metastasis. Now, how to combine these options for our clinical case who has cancer of the rectum with synchronous metastasis. The surgical options are to start with surgery of the rectum first, usually after chemoradiation. It's ideal for the rectum. The risk is that metastases progress during the treatment of the cancer of the rectum and become unresectable. Second option, liver first, after pre-op chemo. In favor, this is ideal for liver metastasis, but the risk is that it delays the treatment of the rectum, but we know that the primary tumor, cancer of the rectum, can also respond to FOLFOX. Third approach is simultaneous resection of both primary and metastasis. This avoids delays, but we know that there's increased morbidity if the two simultaneous major resections are conducted, and it requires double expertise. And in this case, this patient needs two major resections. So let's look at the details. Rectum first. Surgery of the rectum first. First way is to do radiochemo 50 gray Xeloda for the rectum, then surgery of the rectum, then chemotherapy, and then resection of the liver. We can change that instead of Xeloda, giving FOLFOX so that there is a treatment for metastasis in the meanwhile, but we know that the dose intensity may not be sufficient for the liver metastasis. "50 grays can be replaced by 5 grays because this is shorter and allows to treat later metastases earlier, then surgery of the rectum, then chemo. In all these cases, if there is any complication after surgery of the rectum, this delays the treatment of the metastasis, which can become unresectable. Then we can start with FOLFOX and then go to radiation. Then the metastases have treatment, chemorad or chemo or radiation for the rectum, and then treatment of the liver. And then this can be done either with 5 grays or 50 grays with Xeloda. So these are basically different options available if the doctors decide to start with surgery of the rectum first. What we know from studies which have looked at the results of primary tumor resection, this study concerned patients with unresectable metastasis. So this is not our case, and most of them are retrospective. They have shown a benefit in resecting the primary tumor first, but all these are biased because these are not the same patients. There are ongoing phase 3 trials in France, the Netherlands, and Germany. Hopefully will answer the question, but this is not our case. Sorry. So what about the liver first, which has been called the reverse approach and popularized by Gilles Mantard in Geneva? First option, start with chemo. This is chemo, perioperative chemo, surgery of the liver. Then you go on with the treatment of the rectum, radiochemo, and surgery for the rectum. Second option, the same, but instead of Xeloda, replaced by FOLFOX. Third option is to shorten the delays. Instead of 50 grays in 5 weeks, you can have 5 grays in 5 days and do earlier surgery of the rectum. And lastly, chemotherapy, surgery of the liver, chemotherapy, and surgery of the rectum. In this case, you use only chemotherapy to treat preoperatively the cancer of the rectum and avoid radiation. Now, what about the simultaneous resection of liver and rectum? Then this is easier to think of. FOLFOX, then combined surgery. Or radiochemo, 50 grays plus FOLFOX, and then combined surgery. Or instead of 50 grays, you can use 5 TAF5s, again, to shorten the preoperative treatment. The problem is this is not advisable in a case like that because it's feasible when there's one major procedure and one minor procedure, metastatic wet resection, for instance, but here we will need left hepatectomy and major intestinal surgery, so this increases the morbidity, so this should not be considered in this case. There has been a retrospective review in the patients in MD Anderson at the different approaches, primary first, combined liver first, and you can see on the last line that the morbidity was quite similar and the 5-year overall survival was quite similar, so this different approach appears similar for postoperative morbidity and control of cancer. Again, this is not prospective. Now, is there a need for adjuvant treatment after surgery of the rectum and surgery of the liver? We can leave that for the discussion. And then what about the decision of the MDT? Dr. Calvo will give his talk and give what is his opinion. Dr. Arnold wishes to start with the best chemo available. He already discussed that. Then consider 5 grays, but likely he would go for only chemotherapy without radiation, ask the surgeons how to proceed, liver or rectum first, and complete chemo to a total of 6 months and then observation. As far as I'm concerned, I would also start with chemo, 3-4 cycle, then evaluation, then radio chemo 50 grays with FOLFOX, then surgery of the rectum, which could be combined with a wedge resection. This is minor surgery on the right lobe of the liver. Then the decision is to go on with surveillance or interval chemo, and then surgery of the liver with the major hepatectomy, and then complete with chemo to get the 6 months treatment. I thank you for your attention, and again, this is multidisciplinary decision, and we'll discuss later what is your choice and what is the